Alright guys, okay, welcome to our week 12. Okay, week 12, we have another 2 weeks time, okay, before we're going to wrap up everything there. So I have also a few number kind of administrations kind of works also have to be done from there, okay. And you guys also have some a few assignments there, okay, you have to what we call that complete, okay, during this kind of weeks there, right. So I want to see some progression for today, alright. And of course, okay, Faith and her group basically need to present it some of the progressions that you have done there, okay. Before we're going to go through with your friends, okay, hopefully you guys, okay, Jane, Josephine, Yishuan, Ziyung, Ziyi, alright, Kuan Yen, Shuli, Yuan and Charlene, also Kowi and Wailap. I'm going to get back to you guys later there, okay. So Faith and the rest of you guys, okay, girls, okay. Do you have anything basically to share with us today?
Yes, I'll present my screen.
Okay, thank you very much, Faith.
Can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, yeah, we can, alright.
Okay, this one is our first character design.
Okay. What are these?
And then this is the monster.
Monsters, aliens. You like from what? Mutated from jellyfish, right? Is it?
This one is mushroom.
Mushroom? Oh, okay, I thought the jellyfish. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
And then.
But this monster doesn't have any teeth, right? So that means it's not quite very. Oh, he's crying there, right? Oh, that means it's not that kind of fearless, there, right? Okay, continue there, right?
Okay. And then we drew some of our scenes.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
Yeah, this is all for our progression.
Can you actually recall back again what are the whole concept of this story is all about, right?
So there's two monsters in a forest playing, and then they heard a sound from the bushes. So they were shocked to hear the sound, and then they climbed up on a tree, and one of the monsters fell down, and the other monster managed to hide from the capturer. The monster that fell down was captured back and became a pet. And the monster that was managed to escape tried to set free the monster that was captured. Yeah.
So those are the stories, huh?
Yeah.
Were basically related to our title, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
The kingdom or the kingdom, there, right? Which one, there, right? Kingdom or kingdom, there, right?
Yeah, I think it's freedom, not kingdom.
Oh, freedom, there, right? Okay, sorry, there, right? Huh? Freedom or freedom, there, right?
Freedom.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, do you have any storyboard, okay, based on this one, there, right? I want to see those storyboards there.
No.
No?
We
Okay.
haven't drew.
Right, that means, alright, okay, for your presentations there, okay, for your progressions, we need to see those storyboard, okay. Your groups are going to be with, okay, wait up there, right, let me write down some of the notes from here. Faith?
Yeah.
With?
Yes.
With what, with who? Your groups?
This one.
Wisan, right? And?
Only both
You?
of us.
Both of you, okay? So that means you have presented, right, okay? Have presented the right, okay, the concept,
Yeah.
the visual ideas, okay, from character design, design animated with the real footage, right? And then what we need to see from you guys basically, okay, next are going to be, which is going to be on Friday. Friday we have an online session for our live sessions, for our lesson session, right? So that means I'm going to call name for those who actually haven't presented basically, okay, for those practical sessions, or some of the things that I need to see from the group itself, right? So on Friday, right, week 12, I need to see basically some storyboards based on the stories there.
Okay.
Okay. And if you can actually come up with a few number kind of samples, okay, those kind of footage basically came from the storyboard, right? Will basically based on the storyboard, right? Will base from there, or we just actually create the raw kind of concept from there, based on the location that you actually have created this now, there, right? Perfect.
Okay.
Are you using basically that kind of footage, that 3 footage, okay, include in your storyboard, or are you going to create new one there, right?
It's going to be included in my storyboard.
So that means if you can come up with a few number kind of scenes a bit, okay, based on the storyboard, okay, I want to see from there, okay?
Okay.
Alright, thank you very much, David and Buisan. Alright. Okay, let's go back, okay, to, let me check here, Holy and Wailam. Okay, Kogi and Wailam, okay, do you have any kind of progression from there, from what we actually have been
Yes, sir.
looking on before that, right?
I design a script.
Okay.
Short and sing a screen.
Okay, this is the thing that you actually have been working on, right?
Yes. Should I play the video or what?
You want to play the videos? Go ahead, right? Don't forget to group each kind of what we call the elements that you have been created, right? Okay, the element that you create just now, okay, please group that first, okay?
So far, I'm still here only.
Okay. This is the rough ideas, right? Okay. Did you actually create any kind of concept illustrations or concept kind of what we call that visuals that based on those progressions that we have right now?
You mean the reference?
Some references, some pictures that you've been taken there. Okay, as I actually have mentioned to you, you guys that before, right? To you guys before, right? If you actually take a few number kind of samples of those locations that we can see from there, it'll be more better for us to get to know basically the compositions, okay, whether you actually develop the right kind of composition or not from there, okay? Okay, Can you present it back again, the storyboard there, right? Do you have the storyboard with you?
Yes.
Mm.
Here's our storyboard.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, a footage. Okay. How about designing the characters? Okay, the storyboard has to be a little bit more details there. Okay, Wai Long. All right, and Kowi. Because if you have the right kind of footage, okay, for your pictures there, you actually can redraw back again, create into your storyboard there, right? Okay, based on the composition that you're going to use there. Otherwise, they look a little bit more roughly from here. Okay, a bit kind of roughly there, right?
Okay. Maybe draw a bit more details. Yeah, that's all.
How about the character design? Okay, have you designed it back again?
Yes, but I haven't put inside my slide.
Okay, if you can actually provide some of those character design building directly. They're based on your characters is what we call that butterfly, is it?
Yes, sir.
Caterpillar and butterfly, there, right? Have you designed a few number kind of design based from there?
Yes, already designed.
Okay, how is it? Okay, can I take a look back again? Those design.
Can the whole one matter? Give me 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, let me check there, okay, whether you guys actually have been shared on, okay. Okay, give me also a few seconds there, okay. Alright, let me check that, right, okay, your kind of links over here. This is basically some samples there, okay, but I haven't seen basically some of those detail on the characters there, right? Okay, Wailang. That's basically what I saw from your Kowi there, okay? So you guys need to work on it there, right? Okay, on the characters itself. And the storyboard there, okay? If you have the right kind of what we call it, the storyboard itself in details, you guys can actually draw on in Photoshop if you want to. Alright, Photoshop if you want to, right? Okay, one of the way basically that I actually have used, okay, the methods, right, okay, to present it nicely in my kind of presentations. Okay. Okay, let's just say we have a few number kind of pictures. Okay, let me find some of the pictures that are going to be related with your compositions there. Okay, for example, we have here. Okay. You guys can see my screen there, right? Okay. You can see that, right? So let's just say you want to create some storyboards kind of scenes that based on the same locations there, right? The same locations there, if I'm not mistaken there, right? What you guys can do there, okay? You just have to redraw back again over there. Okay, let's just say I'm using basically some of the storyboard there, right? From there any kind of animations, kind of storyboard that I have done that before? Okay, this is my kind of, we call that panel of storyboard there, guys. Okay, you guys can see it from here there, right? So let's just say there, right? I want to recreate the presentations, okay, nicely there, okay. I think you guys know basically from here there, okay, but I want to see that you guys have efforts from there, okay, because the carry marks is quite big there, okay, for these assignments there. Okay, the picture that we have here, paste there, right? You guys can actually, you can draw or basically you can use also, right, okay, the actual kind of pictures like this. Okay, you guys choose there, okay, which one basically going to be suitable for you guys there too. Either you can use this method there, right? Or become stubborn there, right, okay, this thing there. Okay. Or basically you guys can redraw there, right, huh? Because you want to close up the whole thing back again, right? Okay? So present it nicely there, guys, okay, as a designers, kind of design students there. Those basically what we need to do there, okay? So you guys can redraw there, right? Okay, draw basically this kind of subjects over here. Okay? Just to present it nicely to your clients there, right? Well, at least basically, okay, you guys can show basically the right kind of way, okay, as a designers to work with your design process. Okay, then maybe the characters are going to be right here. Okay, there. Right. See? And then you can design also those leaves. Sometimes it doesn't have to be look the same, but with the same compositions that you have, you guys can actually do some sort of like suggestions like on your presentations. Okay, remember what I said before, okay, presentations, okay, for your works, okay, they will be affected basically your kind of reputations when you present it basically, okay, your works to your clients there. See? Right. Or you can actually use also this kind of methods lah. Right. Then what you can do from here? Because I think, okay, when you present it like that, okay, Koi and Y lambda, right? They're not to have basically a clear kind of ideas what you going to do, okay? Because when I actually look at your works, okay, I'm going to look at the client kind of point of view, not basically from a lecturer's kind of point of view there, right? So if the client basically doesn't have any basics kind of design, okay, they don't understand about our process there, right? Okay, the thing is right now you have to make sure that you have that clear kind of what we call that visual kind of understanding that can give back to them basically, right? Okay, in order for them to understand about your kind of concept styles, okay, from there. Okay, Koi and the rest of you guys there, okay, can you see basically the difference of the presentations over here? Yes or no? Put on the chat box there, right? Okay. You taking, right, okay, even though we have a few number kind of responsibilities there, okay, of the size of our assignments there, right? But when I actually show basically this kind of methods there, right, it only takes a few minutes of your time there based on the ideas that you guys have to work on it. It doesn't take 6 days, or it doesn't take basically 7 days or 2-3 days there to work on it. Only a few minutes there. It's all about your efforts there, guys. Okay, to work with it. Everyone has some troubles. I also have some troubles there, okay, personally there, okay. So it will give me basically a bit kind of what we call that obstacle and challenges basically, okay, to be with you guys there, okay. But I'll show up for you guys, okay, to work with it. So if you can actually, right, put some efforts from there. Hey, 6 days there, okay, what do you guys do there from there? All right, so present it nicely, okay. This is basically all about planning there, guys, okay, planning there, okay. Sometimes, okay, we actually out from our what we call range of plannings that we have, but at least you have a guide for you guys to develop from there. Okay, you show some of the guide, right? This is basically some laziness kind of way you guys can actually work it your kind of storyboards there, right, and present it nicely there, right? You guys can use digital, can use manual, traditionals that you work with it, right? Okay? It's all based on what you actually can produce there. And of course, okay, from here, you guys can actually change some of the colors if you want to there, okay? So all the things that you guys will plan basically for your works there, right? You guys can actually, right, improve from time to time there, see? To give more impact on your visuals there, okay? That's the things there, right? And by right, okay, I can actually design a few number kind of characters that based from here, if I want to. Okay? If the characters are going to be a butterfly later on there, right? Same character styles. How hard it's going to be there, right? To design one character. It's all based on the basic structures and shapes. 1 circles, 2, 3, that make it into ovals there. You have shown basically those designs for me there before there, right? So I actually going to be using that kind of what we call that samples there to consult with your works there, right? But the problem is I don't see those characters that have been finalized yet. That's basically the problem that we have here right now there, right? Okay, so I want to see those kind of things there right now, if you guys can design that right. Where is it at, Koei? So Wailam there, right?
Okay, so I show you the character. Okay, so here's the character. The butterfly.
Where is it? Okay, start to work on it. Okay? Which one basically you decide to use there? And make sure when you design those characters, okay, voila, make sure that you actually have the flexibility to control your own design. Okay? That's basically one of the most important rules there, okay? Whatever character that you guys been working on there, guys, okay? Everyone there, okay? Make sure you can control those designs. Okay? And you can present it well on your presentations there visually. That's the things that I show you guys very simple kind of methods, okay, to present it your characters there. So it doesn't have to be too much kind of what we call the details sometimes, okay, depending on how it really works. Okay. So I want to finalize these characters there.
Okay.
And of course, okay, to compose back again to your storyboard and add some details from there, okay, to present it on Friday. Okay?
Okay, so noted.
Read that right here. Let me check the right over here. So Friday, I want to, okay, finalize the storyboard, okay. So hopefully, okay, I don't see that's kind of rough storyboard anymore, okay. And character design, okay, being composed in the final layout there, right? You know about layout there, right? Okay, compose them together in your scenes there, okay, to see basically the final look and feel from there. What I saw basically from what you actually showed just now basically is very rough kind of what we call that concept there, right? Okay, the characters only have outline only, okay. If you actually meant to use that kind of styles there, I'm saying basically it's not quite very suitable for your presentations, right? Okay, it will get confused for other people, okay. If you really want to use that, okay, you have to try to manage to develop a few number kind of visual concept based from there. Okay, don't just use that kind of finalization on that kind of concept, right? Okay, at that kind of visuals there, okay, it's not quite very appealing there, okay. And of course, okay, they look chinchai there, okay. My kind of what we call that networks that I've used basically right now chinchai cartoon, but we're not actually doing a chinchai works there, right? Okay, you know what I mean there, right? Okay, chinchai there, okay. It's not just simply basically do it because we have also some direction from there. It's not that easy there, guys, but it's not that we just simply works, okay, those kind of things, okay, without having a very great direction from there. So understand about that kind of meanings there. Okay, thank you very much, Wailam and Koei, okay. Nguyen and Charlene, are you ready? You have anything there, okay, Wailam, to discuss with me there, right? Or no? No?
Whereas Charlie will be showing the screen for her mic button.
Okay. The rest of you guys, please get ready there.
So is it okay if we skip one turn for a while?
So who actually are prepared already? Kuan Yin or Shuli and Julie, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
So this is the background picture,
Okay.
and this the character, and this the motion.
Okay, the character that you're going to be working on, okay? Do you have any kind of different kind of poses that you guys can share with us?
I haven't do it.
You're the one who actually designed the characters only, right?
This one.
Okay. So I need to see okay, character design poses there, okay? And maybe some expressions there, okay, based from storyboard. Do you have any storyboard from there?
No,
No.
No?
Yes,
we haven't drawn it.
Why you haven't do the storyboard there, right? That's basically one of the important process before you going to work with those kind of what we call that locations, kind of what we call that composition sample from there, okay? Everything that you've been working on, okay, based on the storyboard, okay, based on planning there. We did those storyboard because we need to plan there, okay, those works there. Right? Okay, I need to see the kind of storyboard there, right? Huh? And update with me, Raki. Even though I'm not going to call your names here on Friday, Raki, I will demand you guys to what we call that update your kind of slide on Friday. Okay, guys.
I put in the class matter.
Okay. Don't forget to update, okay, storyboards and some of the characters there. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jane, Josephine, and Yichuan. Yichuan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so we already finished our storyboard.
Okay. Make it clear later on, right? Okay.
Ah,
Mm.
this is followed by the music one. And now we are doing like we finalize the storyboard and see the movement.
Mm-hmm.
It's true or not. That's all for me was.
Oh, this is a storyboard, right?
Yeah, this 3-page storyboard.
Okay. Can I see basically the red one there, okay?
The red one.
How about the characters there, okay? You finalized the characters.
Yeah, but now what we are testing the movement.
Testing the movements there.
Yeah,
Who's going to animate them?
me.
Who's designed the characters?
Me.
Who
I will
actually
do
going?
this.
Who actually going to
I will
compose?
do the sketches, and after that they will help me to finalize the line and the color.
Okay, how about the background? Who
And
actually designed the background?
I will do it like during the sketches.
Okay, so they're going to follow back again.
Mm.
I want to see the concept of this background there, okay, based on your uh, 3% developments directly from there on this
What
Friday, alright?
concept of the background?
Yeah. I want to see those background design that base
Okay.
from the storyboard there, right?
Mm.
Alright. Whether you're going to put some colors on that, okay, if you're going to use black and white, grayscale, whatever there, okay, that I want to see from there. And a few number kind of poses for the characters there, right?
Okay.
Alright, and finalize basically those design there, okay, from there.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to make sure that, okay, all three of you guys are going to do the work, not only one of you guys, okay, you're going to do the works there, right, okay? Jane, try to delegate those works, okay, with your friends there, okay, to works on that.
Okay.
Thank you very much there, right?
Thank you.
Okay, Ziyung and Ziyi. How was it there?
Okay, so this is our character design. So there are three characters, and then the colors we could use is this one. The first one is lime, the second one is wolf, and then the third one is human. And then the storyboard. This is halfway through lah. Haven't finished. Still got more.
Okay.
And we're still like doing the characters, like illustrating them. So yeah, that's all.
Alright, make sure, okay, you finalize the characters on this Friday and detailing the storyboard there, okay, as I still have shown you guys that just now.
Okay.
Okay? Alright, thank you very much then, right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Alright, Yuan and Charlene, are you ready? No? Good?
Yeah.
Yes, dear. Oh, yes, sir. Hold on and I share my screen. Oh, ice cream there, right? Okay, okay, let new and I say going to present there, right? Okay. Okay, we've seen that before. We want to see the character design have been finalized there, okay? And maybe some storyboard from there, okay? This is basically very rough storyboard there, right?
So this will be like the scene that we will be using for our character. And it's like the storyboard. So it's like places and stuff like that. Of the playground and shopping mall.
Then next,
Uh,
how about the character design there, right?
oh, sorry.
Have you finalized your character design?
Not
We need basically, right, okay, because these are the characters there, right?
sorry.
These are the characters, is it?
Um, Still planning out if we'll be using this or the other one.
Which one there, right, okay? Looks like you have a hard time basically to design the characters there. Okay? I think basically this characters is quite hard to animate there, okay? Unless basically you trace from those other kind of what we call as samples there to create this kind of motions there, right? Alright. Still basically it look hard basically to animate there, right? Huh? Come on, right, okay? You have to figure out how it works there. And I did show you guys also some of the very simple kind of way to animate those characters or to design the characters for the animation there, right? So you have to use basically your own kind of understanding to work on it, not just tracing from other people's works there, right? Okay, to work with it. You have to make sure that you actually can design those characters in your own way. Okay, not trace from other people's kind of motion and poses there, right? Okay, even though you can basically use as part of your guideline, but tracing basically, okay, it doesn't help you to manage to develop your understanding based on your own development skills, not other people's kind of works there, right? That's basically you have to understand, okay, guys. Whatever that you guys are going to do, okay, based on your self kind of interpretations, your self kind of interpretation from there in a very short times. Alright? Unless you can work smart way basically to trace from other people kind of poses there. Okay, for examples over here, okay, if you check it back again, okay, thank you very much, then you end, right? So I didn't see basically this kind of progression, good progression from there. I need to see a good progression okay, later on there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Design the characters first. Okay, that's basically one of the most important thing that we have to go through with it. No matter how good or bad your drawing is, you have to work with it. Okay, you have to be truthful to yourself as a designer directly. You have to look into your own self directly, and you have to trust basically your intuition and your skills. Right? That's basically how we divert basically our thinking process into a bit more further on the realistic onto our own kind of ground there, right? If you really want to draw like someone else, you need to spend a lot of times, not only 2 drawings that you work with it. Spend a lot of times grinding basically your skills. I want to see the compositions based from storyboard that okay, have been made from there. If you cannot design characters with legs, don't draw characters with legs. Simple as that. To design the monsters there, okay, it doesn't have to be legs there all the times. I don't know basically okay, your kind of direction from there. Even though I read basically your works there, okay, on those slides, but it doesn't mean that I understand okay, if you're not actually visualized correctly. I will look into a client kind of what we call that interpretations, not like I'm actually your lecturer there, okay? So I will act like I don't know what the hell basically you're going to present it to me here right now. I have a very raw and float kind of ideas from here there, okay? I don't understand that, okay? That's the thing that I actually saw from there, from the client point of view, all right? Not try to act smart, but I try to act stupid, right? Okay? Try to act dumb to make sure that you guys have a very good kind of understanding to present it your work professionally, right? Okay, that's the thing that I've done right now there, right? So that's why I asked that kind of questions, right? But luckily, basically, I use these kind of terms like finalizing the storyboard, designing the compose the final layout characters there. If I'm using a very layman kind of what we call the analogies, right? I don't know whether you guys will get through with it or not, right? Like a uncle, like a aso, basically kind of hook terms there. So I want to see that kind of things been finalized on this Friday there, right? Okay? That's the things that we want to do. You have to grind back again, Yuan, and also Chloe, okay, Charlene, about your own design. You want to design the characters, okay? The way that I look into what you presented just now, okay, those characters that we saw there, right? You can solve from here directly. Okay, take a look there, right? You just simply want to design from here, but this is basically good references, but you need to understand about your flexibility on your own design. To design characters with a very solid kind of legs like this is not that easy if you don't understand the proportions right well. That's why when I design the characters over here, for example there, right, I will design a bit more kind of what we call that, a very simplified kind of design. Okay, simplified kind of design there. See? Who say cannot design monsters like this there, right? It can be if you want to design the monsters lah. Okay? So if you have that kind of flexibility on your design like this, yes, you actually can work on that. And remember what I said, when you start to design your characters, start with what? 3/4 view there, right? You're not working on it. This is the best way basically for you guys to start to design those characters there. Alright? Design those characters in 3/4 view. Always there, right? You design in front view like this. It's very symmetrical kind of balance. You want to design also those legs like this there, right? If you don't understand the flexibilities there, okay, it's hard for you to work on it and the proportions there. Okay? If you saw basically my sketch, if you actually can do this kind of sketches there, okay, if you can imitate this kind of sketch, that means you're going to have the right kind of skill to develop from there. So when I design this one there, right, how flexibility that I have there, okay, between your and my works there, okay, even though if I want to design that kind of what we call that those butterfly, I can design those butterfly like this. Right, you can see basically those kind of proportions really well there, balanced there, right? If I want to design this butterfly in front view, still can have the right. So because I really understand about the shapes there. If you don't understand about the shapes correctly, shapes there, the basic shapes, that's why your design looks sucks there, right? You not actually work correctly on your basic structures there. The foundation is not strong enough there, right? You cannot comparing you and other people's there. I'm actually design something that based on your levels. But the level that I create basically right now, it doesn't mean it cannot be worked for professional kind of point of view there, right? But I go back into the basics there, foundations there. Foundation basically is a core understanding about the structures itself. Okay, that's the thing here. Okay, that's the thing here there, right? You guys understand what I mean here? Yes or no? If yes, put on the notes from there. If no, put the notes on there, right? Okay. Put on the chat box there, right? Yes or no? All of you guys there, right? So Ngayon there, okay, and the rest of you guys there, okay? Make sure you have understand, okay? Jane had different kind of what we call that skills that she can offer with the groups. We know that, right? Okay. But of course, okay, I still need to see those two girls also to work together with Jane there, okay, and learn something from there. Don't let basically Jane do all those kind of what we call the groundworks that you guys can actually just relax. You can learn from her there, right? Okay. If I were you guys with the same teams, or even though you're not in the same teams, I will look at Jane. Okay. If I actually one of you guys there, right? Okay. Not to basically to what we call that, to make a move on her, but make sure that I can learn from her there, right? That's the things there, guys, okay? As a classmate, as a families there, right? You guys can learn from each other's there. I will learn how actually Jane do those works there, right? And I try to silently develop basically myself. That's basically I do basically among of my colleagues, my friend, even though my kind of what we call that people surround me is basically when I work together there. I will learn how to work like them there, right? Okay, try to imitate that kind of what we call that understand. Even though we cannot actually get 100% on that, but at least we can actually develop the skill from there. Okay, we can actually do a bit something from there, or maybe we can actually do more better, but a bit in a different way that's suitable to our skills. That's basically what I've done there, right? Not just grind, ask people to grind for yourself, okay, to make sure that you have a safety net, okay, based on those assignments that, okay, I don't want to see from there. I want to see like everyone do those works there correctly. Okay, all right, anything else there, guys? Anything else there? Nope. Alright, see you guys basically, okay, on the next session on Friday there, right? Okay, make sure you guys basically take notes on that. So this is basically some of the notes that I've been taking over here. Alright, so make sure you work on that, right? Okay, thank you very much, have a good day. I'll see you guys on Friday there, right? Okay, good luck there, right? Bye bye.